things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. So during the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we're making back out. Yes, I have my doubts. But they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. So roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. And I have my doubts. So I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we're making back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. Oh, man, I tell ya, it was not a super productive day today. Honestly, I had set a goal of something one thing I wanted to do today, and that was make a video of me flying to the Utah monolith. And I was hell-bent on getting that video made. That was my third flight. Yeah, that was my third flight to the monolith. And as you can see, it's not just a short skip. I mean, there's a little flight to it. The first time I was in the Got Gravel edition of the Savage Cub, and I went down. The second time, I had been using a program on my computer and on my tablet called Space Desk, and it allows me to connect my tablet to my computer as another monitor. Well, apparently that program is causing an issue. So, um, literally, I got landed down by the monolith, and then was getting ready to take off, and literally the sim crashed to the desktop. So I had to start over. So and that was actually, and I've got the recording of it too. I've got the recording all the way through, and that was actually a way better flight. To be honest, the just the stuff that I saw during the flight, and uh, the way I came up to the monolith and everything, it just worked out perfect. But it started to get stuttery and stuff like that, the video, real bad, even before I landed. So I didn't even try to use any of that video. But so anyway, I succeeded. I did get that done, although that's not really the mix for a productive day. um, let's see. Uh, it is what it is. I just wanted to get that done. I really enjoy flying in that. That's, I don't know. It's so relaxing. My biggest thing is, what do I want to go see? I mean, literally, you could pick about anything. Now, the monolith was only in there because I put in a mod. Somebody had made a mod and uploaded it to one of the flight sim websites, and I downloaded the mod, installed it into the flight simulator. It's not in there by default. Not in there by default. It's a mod you have to put in there so it shows up. And I'm pretty sure that's probably not the specific, precise location, in comparison to the pictures that was seen. Yeah, I think it was a little bit up closer to the closer to the edge of the mountain, but or whatever you want to call it, plateau or whatever. But anyway, trying to think. Trying to think if there's anything else. I didn't really have anything in particular to talk about. I just didn't. Um, there's just so much insanity. I am happy to say that I do believe the numbers that we saw yesterday on the Bing COVID tracker was indeed completely just, I don't know what the hell happened. Uh, I have no idea what happened. I don't know if somebody spilled coffee on the keyboard or what, but yeah, that wasn't even accurate. Not according to what it says now. So, let's see. Other than that, trying to think. I know I watched some really good videos today. There's a really good porch time I watched today. Trying to think of what else. There was a lot of good stuff I saw today. So it's important to keep an eye on all the different stuff that I used to play. Probably a good idea to, quite a few of those channels, to keep an eye out on them, because there's a lot of good information that's being put out. I have to watch it again, but The Angry Prepper, I need to rewatch his video again because I didn't quite catch it all. Gonna try to remember to do that after the show. I didn't quite catch it all, but apparently something happened in his building, and I guess they kind of made the decision to go ahead and move, I guess. I got to rewatch the video again because I missed most of it. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. But man, I would have been out of New York City a long time ago. I'd have been out of New York City a long time ago. I realize that that's way bigger than, say, St. Louis, but I bet you that he could probably go an hour. I mean, that's a hell of a drive. I know. That's 2 hours commute a day or whatever. I know he's a, fireman, and I'm assuming that he has X amount of days on or whatever. And, I guess that would be okay for him. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember what his wife does, but that could be a different story for her. So, I don't. It's just kind of one of those things, man. You have to pick your poison. Here's the thing, though, and I don't know all the details about his life. Um, he may be racking up one hell of a retirement and all of that, and there may be a damn good reason why he's doing everything he can to stay on with the fire department, same as his wife, I'm sure, has her reasons. But, man, how much longer is it going to be before everything falls apart? And regardless, right? I mean, we're watching it crumble. We don't know when the big chunks are going to start breaking off. We don't know, but we are watching it crumble right in front of our eyes right now. And what are my question is, if you're somebody that lives in a big city like that and you're still hesitant about getting the hell out, what is keeping you there? That's my big question. What is keeping you there? Don't tell me a job. Because things go south, there ain't gonna be no job. So at that point, you have to ask yourself the question, what's more important, your life or that job? You have to really kind of debate that. It's not an easy decision. I get it. Fortunately, I've never been in that position to where I had a really kick-ass job and, I would be giving up a whole lot. I've never been really in that kind of a position. But nonetheless, now is not a normal time. And there's more and more talk about Trump possibly pulling this off with this, and I don't know what it's called, but something, I guess, essentially to where the, popular vote or whatever would be thrown out, and it would go down to the, I believe it was told to me today something about the House, and then this, I guess each state would get a vote or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how it pans out, but anyway, if they did that, then Trump would win. So all they have to do is be able to get it put into that status. I don't know the name of it. I apologize. I have no idea. But all they have to do is get it put in that status or whatever, so it would get reverted to the House and whatnot. I don't know if it's the House and the Senate or if it's the House and I don't know. But it's very interesting. We'll see. There's also a lot of talk, and I've talked about it in the past myself, about the possibility of martial law and Trump retaining power via martial law. I don't think it's too far-fetched. I don't. Now, here's something I will say. I've been really expecting to see the numbers spike, and we may still see that. In fact, I would say that we likely will see it later on. And I have to. Hang on. Somebody sent me a message. Didn't mean hang on to you guys. um. Damn, now I can't remember where I was going with that for sure. But what I'm getting at, as far as with now I know. With the holidays, with Thanksgiving, namely, I've been expecting to see a spike with the COVID numbers, and I haven't yet. But maybe it's my impatience, because I kept doing that to myself back in the spring. I kept getting impatient and expecting numbers to rise sooner than what they did, and I did it over and over and over. So probably me just doing that again. But I will say this: if we don't see a massive jump in the numbers, like I would say within the next week or two, I mean a massive jump, Lucy's got some splaining to do. Without a doubt. Because, man, there's a whole lot of families that got together. A whole lot. And that's all good. I'm just saying. The facts are the facts. There's a whole lot of families that got together. If COVID is what they are saying, we will see it. But if we don't see it, man, I've got to really start asking questions. Because as far as I know, we're in the season. So I think a lot of this is craziness to begin with. This, if you want to come out with a vaccine and all that, yeah, but the way they're pushing it, and I'm telling you, I'll bet you it becomes mandatory. Look at what they're doing in the UK. I'll bet you it becomes mandatory. Pretty much globally. That's not a good thing. We'll see. We'll see where this is headed. I don't know, but I do know that people are against things like lockdowns, right? I know people are against things like masks, and let's go down the road that let's say that this is absolutely the real deal. We see a huge spike in the next week or whatever. And let's say that spike is enough to really get things kicked off in this country. Because you got to remember, all those people that contracted it during Thanksgiving will have already passed it on to many others in many other areas. Okay? And that's how viruses spread. This one is supposedly highly, highly transmissible. So, in other words, just from the Thanksgiving get-togethers, we should see a massive outbreak. Let's say we do. What's going to happen then? So, keep that in mind. Remember, we are a month and, well, almost 2 months away from inauguration. Whoever that may be. If it's Biden, man, I can guarantee you there'll wind up being lockdowns and mask mandates and you name it. Not good. The reason I say that isn't even necessarily because of that in and of itself. It's because I have a good idea of what the people's response is going to be, or at least enough people's response, that it's not going to be good. Just not. There are people piping up and speaking out. A lot of very unhappy individuals. I mean, that's not where I plant my flag. I mean, masks and asking us to kind of try to limit our travel because of a virus. I'm not going to plant my flag there. Not quite. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll keep an eye on things at that level, as I have been, but I'm really not going to plant my flag there. I will, however, on a mandatory vaccine. Now, I'll plant my flag on that. But, I don't know what a lot of others are going to do. There's been a lot of talk. There has. Not good. The other thing is, let's go with this notion that it really is highly contagious and that there are a lot of issues because of how many sick people there are. Now, I'm telling you what, this country could be in bad shape. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Biden specifically said something about dark winter. Who? I think Trudeau also said something about dark winter. And then, of course, I'm sure you're probably aware of Operation Dark Winter. So, I'm a bit concerned. And to be honest, I don't think it would matter who is in office as to whether or not we're going to see Dark Winter. I don't know. No crystal balls, man. And as I've been saying, there's so many directions with this stuff. So many directions. We don't know what spark is going to ignite what flame. Because there's honestly so many. And I've been saying this, it almost seems like every day for a while now. I know in my lifetime, born in 72, I have never experienced a more SHTF-ish time. Right? What year was the what do they call it? And I know there's been many other events. What, the Cuban Missile Crisis, I guess? The one where it just about went down. I mean, the one that it really just about went down. There was one in particular that gets a lot of attention, although that there are many other incidents that things got really close. Um, I'm not sure what year that was, but that would probably be, if that was since 72, and I don't think it was. I think it was right before it. That would be the only thing I know of. 9/11 wasn't like this. 9/11 was, in a not one area, but it was all on the East Coast. Very localized. Everything that's going on, whether it be job loss, whether it be the actual virus itself, whatever it is that's going on around everybody, is happening not even just across the nation, but even largely across the globe. Americans are not alone in this. That's kind of what's mind-blowing to me. Right? This isn't just one country. And again, I'm very suspicious of a lot of the things that is going on. I do see that they are trying to take a major power grab here. And we need to be watchful. Need to be watchful. But anyway, let me throw in some glasses here. Got me some tea. I've been kind of chewing on some Charleston Chew I've had on my desk for a little bit. I love Charleston Chew. All right. Run through the normal stuff. We'll get to the headlines. Amazon affiliate. We are at $12.99. I'm sure that's where to lock in at. I know there was some more items ordered, but they'll go on the coming months. So I thank those that participate in that. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. In the description of the videos, there's a link, as well as at the watchmannews.com in the top right. Click that link. It just takes you to Amazon with our special link. But when you make purchases, the items don't cost you anything more, but it gives us a little bit like a commission for the sale. All those little bits add up over the month, and as you see, it helps out. So we highly appreciate it. We also have a Teespring store. Best way to see what we have there is go to the watchmannews.com. Scroll down on the home page. We currently have 4 different designs. If you see something you like, it's more than just t-shirts. There's tote bags, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. Click on the image. That'll take you to Teespring, where you see the other products with that design, and you can make your purchase there. We also have a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the videos, as well as at the watchmannews.com right there in the main menu. That takes you to our PayPal donate page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card, but I always let people know it says Transforming Disabilities up top. It also says Purpose, the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. There we go. Let's see. Do this real quick. So, fatal cases right now, they are saying, is 2,379. So, the trend has gone back up, but not stupidly, right? New cases for yesterday, they're showing 148,434. Fatal cases for yesterday, they're showing 1,107. So, yeah. I can't remember what it was. 200 and something thousand was the number they had yesterday. I figured it was an error. But anyway, I'm glad that was an error. All right. We are at 1,098, and if I'm not mistaken, we went up 10. I would have to find my paper. Yep. I got to start a new paper. Anyway, we went up 10 overnight. So, let's see. Have another sip of tea, maybe a vape. Kick back with some headlines. Got a hell of a funny story in the news today. I don't even know what to make of it. I really don't. I mean, I really did sit down and thought about it for a while, and I should probably be ashamed of that, but I'm not. It is on so many levels of what? We'll get there. Oh, my goodness. We laughed good and hard on that one for a while today. It's a good one, so be prepared for a really good laugh in the headlines. It's just kind of all kinds of messed up. But hey, it is still 2020. that is
2020 cluster.
I don't know if the entertainment industry can top this. I don't know if I want the entertainment industry to try. All right. Let's see. Try to go to take a vape and start coughing. I don't even get the vape. Not even cool. Okay. Yum. Good. All right. From last night, Atlas shrugged off. Top White House COVID-19 advisor resigns from Trump administration. Now from today, New Zealand's PM sides with Australia after Chinese diplomat tweets brutal image condemning war crimes against Afghan civilians. A mysterious monolith surfaces in Romania, right? I may have to fly there next. Days after similar object disappeared from Utah desert. So, we'll see. You might see me flying in Romania soon. Let's see. World's largest trade pact led by China could crush U.S. gas exports. Pic of Aussie soldier chugging beer from prosthetic leg of dead Taliban fighter emerges amid Afghan war crimes report fallout. Pandemic threatens to crush dollar and plunge U.S. economy into double-dip recession, a top economist warns. Moscow to ban state officials and military personnel from holding foreign citizenships and residence permits as part of a major reform. Beijing is ready to enter dialogue with NATO but urges West to take the correct view of China. Unknown space object just skimmed this is another one. Unknown space object just skimmed past Earth, and scientists still don't know what it is. Didn't we clear this up yesterday? Wasn't an astronaut pissed? I mean, seriously, you can go back and look yesterday. We cleared this up already. I don't know why they're still... We cleared it up. I'm sure that was a separate incident. I hope. Nuclear war between U.S. and Russia more likely as Americans share bombs with European NATO members, says Deputy FM Ryabkov. And I'm sure I got that way wrong. China brushes off Australia's rage and roar, says it misread meme of Aussie soldiers slitting Afghan child's throat. A senior UK minister denies plans to introduce COVID-19 vaccine passport. Let's see. EU wants lion's share of fishing in our waters. UK's Gov says with Brexit talks stuck on 3 issues. Bioterrorists can hijack DNA systems and trick scientists into producing deadly toxins, warns an explosive new research. That's not good. A business venture linked to Mark Zuckerberg used blood samples from pregnant women without their consent, says Danish media reports. I wonder if that's true. China to overtake U.S. as world's largest consumer market very soon. Lavrov says Russia will work with next U.S. president if there is mutual respect, but Moscow isn't holding out much hope. A UK High Court says minors must understand treatment before starting gender transition in devastating blow to trans activists. A wine and chocolate stop COVID? Study finds certain foods can kill the coronavirus. Jen was certainly happy with that news. UK's post-Brexit points-based immigration system goes live, but critics say the toll is now on businesses. Dutch turnabout face masks become mandatory in Netherlands as new restrictions go into effect. Police raid homes in 3 states as Germany bans far-right group that wanted to reestablish Nazi dictatorship. Mars, and this is really cool. Mars colony game changer. New technology can extract water and fuel from salty water. And who was it? Dabu did a video on this. Actually, St. Louis is where they came up with this. So, very cool. Pfizer and BioNTech apply to European regulator to allow emergency use of their vaccine. A rank hypocrisy. LA County supervisor caught dining outside hours after voting to ban the practice. Saudi Arabia financed itself into oblivion and now entire country is at risk of going under, says Max Kaiser. Something to pay attention to. Russia's Gazprom books massive losses for 2020 on falling energy prices and ruble depreciation. At least 2 killed, several injured by speeding car in pedestrian zone of Trier, Germany. A phallic statue in Bavarian mountains vanishes, just like mysterious Utah monolith. I didn't even know there was a phallic statue, so apparently there's statues and phalluses and all kinds of other stuff popping up and disappearing everywhere. I can't fly to all of them. I'm not flying to the huge wooden penis. Not doing it. Russia makes defensive missiles combat ready in Far East as recent border incursion by U.S. forces sparked tensions. The more the merrier. Philippines orders COVID-19 vaccines from 4 different countries. Opposition figure Navalny could face investigation for calling for violent overthrow of Putin's government. Police arrest driver who plowed through pedestrians in central Trier, Germany. 100, I think that's pound. Euro. Duh. 100 million euro COVID hospital opened up in Madrid amid union protest over lack of staff. Berlin warns against rash actions in Afghanistan, says further troop withdrawal must be linked with peace talks. Let's see. Iran aggressively challenging regional security. Bahrain claims calls for unrelenting pressure on Tehran. Let's see. France threatens to seek EU-level response if hit by U.S. sanctions over its digital tax on tech giants. A Trump lawyer says former security officials should be drawn and quartered while pastor calls for firing squads. Yikes. European Union needs perpetual debt to survive, says George Soros. British retail giant Debenhams, if that's how you say it, likely to collapse, putting 12,000 jobs at risk. Heavily armed bank robbers launch major assault on city in Brazil before locals swoop in to pick up leftover cash. A China lands spacecraft on the moon and mission to retrieve where did I get the 4? To retrieve lunar rocks, says state media. I don't know where I got the number 4. Footballer launches kung fu kick on referee as crunch game ends in mass brawl in Uzbekistan. So the Uzbekistanis are very serious. Very serious about their football. Their feetball. Johnson urges MPs to back UK's regional tiered system amid criticism within his own party. Portuguese restaurant owners hold hunger strike in front of Parliament as COVID lockdown cripples hospitality sector. World's most powerful radio telescope collapses in Puerto Rico after decades of hunting alien signals from space. And that is the image I used for the thumbnail today. In memory of the telescope. I thought that was really cool. I've actually flown there in flight sim and landed in the telescope. I need to do it again. I haven't did it. I need to do it again in the new flight sim. And I want to say that in Battlefield, one of the maps has that telescope, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least something very similar like it. Let's see. U.S. offers $5 million reward for evidence of North Korea sanctions evasion, accuses China of failing to meet enforcement obligations. This is insane news here, too. NASDAQ threatens 75% of listed companies with order to appoint women and LGBT or other diverse directions to board or else. After years of research, top Moscow health official reveals Russia may be close to unveiling prototype HIV vaccine. India's consumer spending to return to growth in 2021, says Fitch. Let's see. Brussels lockdown orgy, huh? Hungarian EU lawmaker and diplomats among 25 men busted by police during just a gangbang. I'm reading the headlines, man. I am just reading the headlines. Poof. Not used, and it gets worse than that. Oh, along these lines, it gets worse than that. Not useful. Iranian government speaks out against its parliament backing an end to international inspections of nuclear sites. Genetic manipulation, HIV-like virus edited out of primate genome in major advance towards winning war on AIDS. A Russian diplomatic staff injured in IED bombing in Kabul, Afghanistan. South Korea passes BTS law allowing K-pop megastars to postpone military service. So, yeah. A mall ninja stuff. Denver police armed with nunchucks face off against protesters during a homeless camp clearout. Trier car ramming apparently was on purpose, officials say, as 4, including a child, are confirmed dead. Now, here is the news that I was talking about, and I might have to read this headline 2, maybe 3 times so that you can completely understand it. Rapper Snoop Dogg offered $1 million to commentate on live porno site for blind after starring at Tyson versus Jones Jr. So let me read that again. There's a lot there, and you gotta let it sink in. Rapper Snoop Dogg, we all know and love Snoop Dogg, right? He's offered $1 million, right? That's a little bit of smackaroo. To commentate now on a live porno site for the blind after starring at Tyson versus Jones Jr. I don't understand at all. But I laughed. Oh my God, I laughed for a long time today when I read that. Scientists identified gene responsible for aging and a potential leap forward for regenerative medicine. DOJ hasn't seen evidence of systemic election fraud, says AG Barr, because it hasn't been looking, Trump's lawyers reply. There's been comments on the Facebook page, fake news and stuff. You know, hey, I'm just putting it out. I'm not, whatever. Seems to be fake news. Fake news. Iran's foreign ministry denies that senior IRGC commander was killed in drone strike on Iraq-Syria border, so they're saying it didn't even happen. Anarchists plan a week of action to avenge presidential assassination of alleged Antifa killer Michael Rinowell. I'm not sure if I said that name correctly. So that is something to kind of keep an eye out on. A truckload of election fraud, whistleblower testimony, part of claim disputing over 1 million ballots across the U.S. A Dominion contractor tells Michigan panel she told FBI of the election fraud she witnessed, but was cut off and not called back. Netanyahu's rival says Israeli PM only working to save himself from trial as country might hold fourth election in 2 years. Those are done, and I do see a number 1 up there. Let's see. USA Today covers for Biden press secretary Jen Psaki wearing a hammer and sickle hat. Wow. That's kind of insane, too. Man, like I said, I don't know where this is heading. I just don't. I don't have a clue where this country is heading, but I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. And I would continue to urge people to feverishly get ready. Now's not the time, to walk away from prepping and trying to continue forward on a path. Hopefully, in some way, prosperous. Because that really is kind of the goal. When I say prosperous, I don't necessarily mean living in a castle. But if you've got food to eat and a place to sleep, and you're safe, that's pretty prosperous to me. I'll shudder to think that we're going to be reaching a time soon that as a nation, those are things that we'll understand we took for granted. I sure hope not. I sure hope not. But if the dominoes fall, I can guarantee it. Crazy. Sorry, yeah. I'm addicted to Charleston Chew. And believe it or not, it's actually been on my desk for a little while. Alright, save my last pipe for after the show. Anyway. Really don't have anything more. Just keep moving forward in your preps. Do the very, very best you can. And try to learn to become the biggest asset that you can. Not the biggest ass. I mean, you might need a little bit of that too, but try to learn to become the biggest asset that you can. Because that's important. Skills are everything. They really are. Anyway, I am out of here. God willing, we will talk to you all tomorrow. Hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. And be one with your spirit.